My name is Emily, and I thought I knew everything about my husband, David. We've been married for 6 years. 6 quiet, ordinary years. Before we continue, don't forget to click the subscribe button, turn on the notification bell, and like this video. Because who knows, with a little luck, those of you who press those buttons will be blessed with long life, abundant fortune, and protected from all things frightening, including the secrets hidden by those closest to you. David was the kind of man people trusted instantly. Calm, charming, always composed. The kind of man who could talk his way through anything and make you feel safe just by being near him. But safety was the biggest illusion of my life. The day everything fell apart. It started on an ordinary Tuesday. I had left work early because I wasn't feeling well. David was supposed to be out of town for a business meeting. At least, that's what he'd told me. When I got home, his car was in the driveway. But later that afternoon, as I went out to get some groceries, I saw his car parked near the old cafe by the highway. I almost waved when I saw it, but then I realized he shouldn't have been there. He was supposed to be in Boston, not 2 miles from our house. At first, I laughed at myself, thinking maybe he'd come home early to surprise me. But when I peeked through the car window, that's when I saw it. A necklace. It was hanging from the rear view mirror, gently swaying with the breeze. A delicate silver chain with a tiny heart-shaped pendant. I froze, because I knew that necklace. I knew it better than I knew my own reflection. It belonged to my sister, Anna. My sister who had died 2 years ago. Memories that should have stayed buried. Anna and I had always been close, though not in a perfect way. She was wild, full of energy, always the center of attention. I was quieter, steadier, the one who cleaned up after her mistakes. When she died in a car accident, I was the one who arranged the funeral, cleaned out her apartment, and said goodbye to everything she owned. Everything except that necklace. It had gone missing before she died. I searched everywhere for it. Her drawers, her jewelry box, even her car. It was nowhere. When I asked her about it back then, she smiled and said, "Don't worry about it, Em. I gave it to someone special." I never asked who, and now, seeing it in my husband's car, I felt something cold crawl up my spine. The lie that cracked everything. That night, when David came home, I waited for him in the kitchen. The necklace was sitting on the counter between us. He froze when he saw it. His face turned pale. He didn't even try to pretend he didn't recognize it. "Where did you get that?" I asked softly. He didn't answer, just stared at it like it was something alive, something dangerous. After what felt like forever, he said, "Emily, I can explain." "Then explain," I whispered. He sighed, ran a hand through his hair. "It's not what you think." I laughed. The kind of laugh that sounds like it might break into a sob. "Really?" "Because I think it's exactly what I think." He stayed silent. I waited for the truth, but he gave me a version of it, twisted and incomplete. He told me he had found a necklace in an old box of my sister's things when we were moving houses last year. He said he'd hung in his car because it reminded him of family. Family. The word made my stomach twist. He hadn't even liked Anna that much. They got along fine, but he'd always said she was too dramatic, too loud. Why would her necklace be in his car for months without him mentioning it? The whisper of doubt. That night, I couldn't sleep. Every time I closed my eyes, I saw Anna's smile and David's lie. The next day, while he was at work, I decided to dig deeper. I started by checking his phone. I knew his password, the same one he'd used for years. 0427, our anniversary date. Most messages were normal. Work, friends, family. Until I found a folder of deleted texts that had been recently recovered from the cloud. There were dozens of messages, all from 2 years ago, just before Anna died. Messages between David and her. I felt my blood run cold as I read the names. Anna Redheart. The little heart beside her name felt like a knife twisting in my chest. The messages. Anna, you can't keep coming over like this. Emily will find out. David, I'll tell her soon. I just need to figure out how. Anna, you always say that. David, please, don't be angry. You know I love you. My hand was shaking. No, this couldn't be real. I scroll further down. Anna, I can't do this anymore. David, don't say that. Please. Anna, I'm tired, David. I'm tired of lying. The last message was from David, dated just 2 days before Anna's accident. David, let's talk one last time. Please, meet me tonight. Same place. A sickening realization. 2 days later, Anna had driven out late at night, the night she died. She crashed her car on the Old Bridge Road. Police said it was an accident. Wet road, speeding, lost control. But now I knew she hadn't been driving aimlessly. She had been going to meet David. And the necklace, that was someone special she'd mentioned. The ghost between us. I confronted David again that evening. This time, I didn't wait for his excuses. I placed his phone in front of him and asked, "Were you having an affair with my sister?" He didn't deny it. He just closed his eyes, like the truth was something that had been waiting too long to breathe. "It wasn't supposed to happen," he said softly. "We didn't mean for it to go that far." I felt the room spin around me. "You loved her?" He looked at me, tears in his eyes. I thought I did, but when she died, I realized it was just confusion. I loved you, Emily. I just didn't know how to stop what was happening. I wanted to scream. I wanted to hit him, to break every trace of what we had built together. But instead, I just whispered, "You let me cry on your shoulder while you buried her secret." He tried to reach for me, but I stepped back. "Every time you said her name, you knew." I said, "You looked me in the eye and lied." He whispered, "I'm sorry." But sorry didn't mean anything. Not anymore. The descent. For weeks after that, I lived in silence. We slept in the same house, but the air between us was poisoned. He tried to talk, tried to fix things. But some things can't be fixed. I started seeing Anna everywhere. Her reflection in the window, her perfume in the hallway, her laughter echoing faintly when I closed my eyes. Maybe it was guilt. Maybe it was her. One night, I dreamed of her, standing by the bridge, wearing that same silver necklace. She looked at me and whispered, "He let me fall." I woke up screaming. The hidden truth. I needed to know what really happened that night. So I went to the police station and requested the accident report. They said it was closed, but they let me see a copy. Anna's car had gone over the guardrail. But what caught my attention was the note at the bottom. Tire marks suggest a sudden stop and possible collision from behind before losing control. A collision. Someone had been there. Someone who hadn't stopped to help. I checked the date and time again. Anna's accident happened at 9:37 p.m. David's last message to her had been at 8:55 p.m. He'd said, "Meet me tonight. Same place." And that same place was the Bridge Road, the confrontation. I waited until he got home that night. He looked tired, guilty, but still wearing that same calm mask he always had. I asked one final question. "Were you there the night Anna died?"